Well, we're in the warehouse. It's Tuesday, no, it's Wednesday. I just got back from the Adirondacks, and we showed you the beaver getting caught, and then you're gonna see a bunch of the other clips coming up, but we got a bunch to do. I just washed off. They're the ones I had set in Western New York, the 450s, and I got a new dozen out ready to go. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do anything right now. I'm about 50 things I got to get done today. I'm actually going over home to trap where I grew up, and I'm going to be going over there where I cut my teeth and spend some time telling some stories and showing some areas where I used to follow my dad around, and we're going to go out and set some new areas that I'm going to drive a little further and show some different techniques where you don't have field edges, where it's, you know, mostly the mountains, kind of the same type of terrain I was in up in the Adirondacks with Eddie this past 3 or 4 days. But I don't have time to boil my traps, so I just washed them off with a hose. We've got them all cleaned up. We got a new dozen there ready to go, and then I'm gonna use the dip, our North American Trapper dip. I need to cut cable because I got to make some extensions. We're running out of that, so we're cutting some 6-foot cable to get that ready, and it's a lot nicer to have a plasma cutter that does that and feeds it out, but I got to make them before I leave. Today's been a pretty eventful day. I haven't showed much in the warehouse recently, but I've got all of the meat. That's all part of our Mountain Man, one component of the Mountain Man. These are all buckets, sodium benzoated, cured up, ready to be put in there for everybody out there. I've been getting a lot of the pictures. I appreciate you guys sending the pictures of catching this stuff on the Mountain Man and the bait pile and the Johnny Thorpe. Definitely the bad medicine. I've gotten probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 of you have sent pictures of the critters, the bobcats, the coyotes, the fox that you're catching on the bad medicine, and we're happy that you're having success with that, and we're happy to be able to bring it to you. I made 3 batches of our bait pile. You can see last thing I add there is the rendered beaver tail oil. That's the brown liquid on top, and you can see we've got the stuff right there that goes in there. So that makes it, just gives it that beaver. I mean, it just smells awesome. But the one thing, we just made some easy rabbits and some easy coyotes. They're gonna be I'm going to promote those more. I'm going to show the ease of use with these as time goes on this fall and winter. The easy coyote and the easy rabbit, no matter if you're a homeowner, a farmer, a rancher, a hunter, they're just a fantastic item. Even if you're just doing it for trapping and having fun, they're a fantastic item. Ease of use. It's an all-in-one unit. I've showed it before. We are going to show it again. We've worked on the packaging. We've put a few new packages together for our, we're finally getting a grip of it. A North American Trapper Dakota series. I bought Dakota line, and these are our hog snares, the cable restraints, the coyote, the raccoon, versatile, the survival series, the survivalist, which is 4 hog, 4 versatile, and 4 rabbit. That's our retail packaging, and we're finally getting that in place. And I also would like to show you, actually, here's something. My son, he came this past weekend. We were here one day, and every bait combined 1 and every bait combined 2. And I'll show you this real quick. My son took all of my baits. He's like, Dad, you got to combine all the baits and see if it'll work. And I got to be honest with you, it's actually kind of inviting. He's got Mountain Man, Bait Pile, Coon Buster, Magnet. What else did he put in there? Territory, Caster Lure, Hunter Lure. He put like 9 or 10 different baits and lures in there. And he's like, Dad, you got to try that. So he made me up 2 jars. And I'm going to, over the next few days, week, when I'm over where I cut my teeth, I'm going to use my son's concoction of every bait and lure put together. I love that kid. I told him when he was putting that shit all together, I told him, I said, dude, you better just concentrate on golf and not worry about making bait and lure. You'll have a much more productive life. Anyway, this happened today. As you see that box right there, 501, 501, 501, 501, 501, 501, 501, 501, and then I've got wax and trowels and sifters and a bunch of stuff. I went down to Mike Marsyada's and picked all that up. Keith from Sterling has a delivery made every couple weeks, and it saves, you know, shipping it out, and they bring everything out to a bunch of us. I know that Epplers and Mikey Wojtek and a bunch of other people grab all their stuff down there. I got there a little late today. I had a meeting I had to do this morning, but I got there, picked that stuff up, and Mike had my 501, not my 501, his 501 that he has created specifically for our Heritage Series, and there it is. 501 caster lure, and he gave me the first bottle, which is kind of nice. Number 1, the first one he bottled, number 1 for Alan. And I'll put this down real quick. Pop this open and show you what it looks like. That's the 501 lure, the 501 caster lure, and it's really, I mean, you can smell the beaver in it, but there's so many other layers and ingredients. It's sweet, but you know what? I just wanted to take a minute here in a second. I know some people have asked about this. They know we've been working on this, and it is out now. We will get that listed on the website. MARSYADA's 501 caster lure, and that's going to be part of our Heritage collection on the website. And as you can see, we've got them in the truck and they are available. But you know, I just wanted to take some time here, and I tried to get Mike on the camera today, and he's like, nah, I don't want to film. He goes, I don't want people, he didn't want to do it, and that's fine, and I like that. He's a person that I respect, and I respect his privacy, but I told him I was going to film it and let people know it's out there, and he said, yeah, you do what you want. But I wanted to thank him, you know, to everybody out there that has been following our process with this. I can't thank him enough. I kind of asked him if he would like to be part of this, and he said, you know what, I would like to be part of that. And I kind of got him out of retirement, and he doesn't want to be bothered, and he doesn't want phone calls, make this, make that, because he's really not going to. He made those specifically for this, and we're proud to have him part of it with the Johnny Thorpe stuff. We're also carrying some Carmens, some Hall Bakers, kind of that bridge to the past, and giving people an opportunity to use some stuff that has been catching fur for, you know, well over a half century. He was talking to me today, Mike, actually his article that's being published in Trapper's Post, Mike Wilhite's magazine, the Trapper's Post, this month is his start of the 40th year he's been writing professionally in trapping magazines. So, I mean, how cool is that? And to have him be part of this and to actually manufacture the lure, I supplied the labels and made sure he had a good label and everything that goes with that. and I can't thank him enough. And for all you out there that have emailed me, when's it going to be ready? It's ready. It's on the website, and we will be more than happy to get some out to you. And I'm pretty excited about that. But we also got our shipment in today of our Connie tongs from Coon Creek and our stake pullers from Coon Creek. They're listed on the website. They are a great item. I did show the stake puller in action when I was pulling my sets in New York last week. It works fantastic. It's just a really nice fulcrum that really gives you some leverage to pull those stakes out of the ground. And I showed the Connie tongs taking that torpedo beaver out of that New Duke Super Mag up there in New York just a couple days ago. Both those items are really good. They're powder coated. They're green, so you can lay them down. You're not going to forget them. I actually left my stake driver at a set and knew exactly where I left it and picked it up the next day. I went back, but you're not going to leave those Connie tongs and that lay on the ground because they're fluorescent green, as you can see. But it's been a long day, productive day. But I'm going to go. I got to bottle the bait, and I'm going to make 3 batches of Coon Buster after I bottle that before I leave. But this whole room just smells like beaver, and everything in nature loves beaver, so take that for what it's worth. Beaver works good. I'm gonna come over here, see if them traps are dry yet. I washed them off. I got the grease off the new ones and washed the dirt off the old ones, and instead of boiling this time, we're going to dip, and that'll be good for our processes over the next 7 to 10 days here in Pennsylvania. I am using the 450s, as you can see. Anytime I'm setting a trap in Pennsylvania or New York at this time, I'm going to most definitely use the 450. I like the offset. I think it's a little easier on the animal. And we showed those couple coyotes I caught in western New York, full pad catches. So they bed properly. They go in the ground great. It's something that you're going to be able to catch your fox, your coyote, and your bobcat with. And when I go to Illinois or Kansas, in those places, I will continue to use the 550. But any place that I'm going to have fox in with those other 2 bigger predators, I'm going to use those 450s. And, you know, that gap is not extremely wide, but it is going to release a little bit of that pressure off of them. And I actually showed the raccoon I caught in New York, that big one, had him by a front foot, and there was no damage to that one. He was in there a while because he had that full circle in that one food plot that the deer were working on. So if you are specifically using them for raccoons, though, I'd highly recommend that you only go with the full jaw. That'll give you a little more protection in holding those raccoons that you catch. But all in all, if you're looking for a good stake puller, or the 330 tongs, the Connie tongs, which will work on, you know, anything 160, 220, 280, whatever you got, they're available now on the website. And you can also check out the MARSYADA 501. That's pretty cool. He actually wrote on there, #1 for Alan. Very humbling to have somebody of his, I mean, that man's probably forgot more about lure making than I've ever known or ever will know. And, you know, just to give him credit, actually, back in the day when I started this in 2003, when I started this whole North American Trapper vision, and I reached out to Mike, and I reached out to a lot of people. I had reached out to Jim Spencer, Paul Dobbins. You know, I'd reached out to quite a few people, and Mike was kind of set to do that first video, lure making presentation on my work in the water. This is back in 2003. And I called him. He's like, I don't really want to do it. And I said, okay, no problem. Not a problem. He goes, but I got somebody that, would be good for you. And, he could definitely use the extra money in the process. And Mike's the one that actually introduced me to Johnny Thorpe. So having him introduce me to Johnny and building that friendship and relationship and doing all of his DVDs and here we are over 20 years later, and I purchased his lure line from Jack Byers to carry on the tradition of the Bad Medicine, the Muskol, the Red Vixen, the different ones that we're going to be bringing to market, especially once we get everything tinctured. I just was having that conversation with him today. I owe him a lot, and as I said, I appreciate him being part of our Heritage Series and bringing out the 501. So I'm a little excited to have that. I think everybody out there that's used it knows that it's a quality lure from a absolute quality lure maker and an absolute legend of our industry. So I'm very happy to have him part of the process. But we've got a lot to do. I got some more orders to put together. I got to unpack these tongs and stuff, and I got to unload the back of my truck and get everything situated. So tomorrow we'll be in my home territory, trapping some critters over there. You'll see some of the same areas. You'll see some new areas. And then I'm coming back on Friday to pick my son up, and he's going to come over, and we're going to stay at Dad's house and run the whole line. And I'm sure we'll have a few stories or two out on the line. But we hope everybody's having a good season so far. We definitely appreciate everybody's business that's actually supported us. And if you ever have any questions or need any help in your own processes, send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to help you in any way that we can. So good luck while you're out in the field. The brand is so much bigger than myself or anybody involved with what we're doing. It's the tradition of, it's that woodsmanship that these kids and even adults can learn just by being out there. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to get people involved, trying to get people to feel that. And every time you go out there with them, you're experiencing that outdoors through them. We're showing the simplicity of things, and we're trying to debunk a lot of those myths that maybe scares people away from doing it at times, thinking that, it's just too hard, there's too much into it. No, it's pretty easy, and we're going to show you how easy it is, and you're going to be able to go out and do it.
Get started trapping those problem animals and nest raiders today. Become the steward of your own land or lease. Visit NorthAmericanTrapper.com.